Welcome to the life of an Amazon delivery driver. It's 6 a.m. and today I'm tackling a short 6-hour route. Let's see if it's as simple as it sounds or if this van has other plans. First things first, safety check. Tires? Good. Mirrors? Perfect. Coffee holder? Critical. Alright, we're ready to roll. Once you sign into the Flex app, this is where you get all the juicy details about your route. So let's see. Today we've got 104 stops, 2 multi-stops, and 115 parcels across 106 locations. Looks like a mix of houses, a couple of Amazon lockers, and 1 counter stop later on. Alright, this is my cage for today. 9 bags, a mountain of oversized boxes, and somewhere in here are the 115 parcels that are going to test my patience. I always put the first 4 bags for my route on the passenger side of the van. That way, when I open the side door to empty the bags onto the front seats, I can grab the bags I need straight away and drop them into the passenger seat. It saves so much time compared to walking to the back of the van for every single stop. The rest of the bags go on the other side. I know some people don't recommend putting parcels at the front of the van, but with rentals, you don't have much of a choice unless you want to double your delivery time. And trust me, no one has time for that. Oh, the oversized boxes, always the stars of the show. Today we've got 8 boxes just for 1 house. Someone's clearly living the Amazon dream. Van is loaded, route is set, and coffee is in the cup holder. Time to hit the road. The first hour of the route is always peaceful. It's dark, the roads are empty, and you can pretend you're the only person awake in the world. Just don't wake up the neighbors. Pro tip, no knocking before 8:30 unless you see a light on. Alright, first delivery of the day. Quietly place it down, take a photo, and boom. 1 down, 103 to go. Let's talk about the vans. Amazon owns the branded Prime vans, the ones you see driving around with the blue and white logo. But the rentals, they don't own those. Amazon hires rental vans and provides them to DSPs or delivery service partners who manage the fleet. These rental vans are a bit different from the Amazon Prime vans. For starters, they're more powerful, faster, not speed limited, and they're not tracked. That makes them great for covering longer routes or rural areas. The rentals, like this Sprinter, come with some handy features: cruise control, a speed limiter for safety, and Android Auto or Apple CarPlay for easy navigation. They're built for comfort and performance, making those routes a lot more manageable. Here's one big difference. The rentals don't have a middle pass-through to the back. So you've got 3 seats in the front, and that's where most of the parcels go. It's not ideal, but it's efficient. You can grab parcels straight from the front seat instead of climbing into the back for every stop. The back of the van is completely open, no shelves, so you need to stack smart. Bags go in first, and any oversized boxes or overflow get loaded at the very back. It's a simple setup, but it works. There is one thing to keep in mind with vans: any damage comes out of your paycheck. For my DSP, the maximum you'll pay is £200, so it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely motivation to take good care of the van. In the UK, we have a pretty standard lineup of delivery vans. The ones you'll see the most are Ford Transits, Mercedes Sprinters, and occasionally a rental van if the DSP is running a mixed fleet. These are the workhorses of Amazon delivery here. But one thing I've noticed, we don't have any of those sleek electric vans you see in the US, the Rivians. Those things look futuristic and packed with features, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to try one out someday. Unfortunately, I have a feeling those electric vans might not be coming to the UK anytime soon. For now, it's just Ford and Mercedes running the show over here. Prime vans come fully equipped with GPS trackers and cameras. These cameras face both outward to monitor the road and inward to keep an eye on the driver. They activate as soon as the engine starts, recording every movement. While they're designed for safety, in my personal opinion, they're far too strict. For example, I've had several instances where the camera flagged me for distracted driving simply because I was scratching my eye for a little too long. When you're flagged, you can appeal the incident through the Netrodyne app. But here's the catch: none of my appeals have ever been approved or removed. I've had a few appeals that are under review for over 6 months now. So, while the system offers an appeal process, in practice it doesn't seem to work. These incidents, even if false, still reflect on your driving score. A low score doesn't just affect you, it can impact your DSP's overall bonus. This adds a lot of pressure to drivers to meet high standards, even when the system itself isn't perfect. Now, rental vans don't have cameras or GPS tracking built in, which gives drivers a bit more breathing room. However, my DSP has bought GPS trackers for the rentals. These don't monitor your driving behavior, but do track your location and speed. In prime vans, your speed is closely monitored. If you go even slightly over the limit, the system flags it as unsafe driving. It's another example of how strict the tracking system can be. While these systems are meant to prioritize safety, they can feel overly strict at times. And while you can try to appeal incidents, in my experience, the process rarely works. It's a reminder to stay extra cautious, especially if you're driving a prime van. Like every job, being an Amazon delivery driver has its good and bad sides. One of the best things is the freedom. You can connect your phone to the van, play your favorite music, and just enjoy the ride without anyone constantly looking over your shoulder. There's no supervisor standing right there or monitoring you live. Even though the cameras record driving events in the prime vans, your DSP can't see any live feed or footage. They only get a notification of when and where an incident happened. Everything else is handled through Netradyne. This job also keeps you moving. When it's sunny, you're outside walking and staying active. It's a nice break from being stuck at a desk. And the talking, it's minimal. Most of the time, it's just a quick, "Hi, parcel, bye," with the customer. Every now and then, you might have to make a phone call, but it's rare. Every now and then, you might get a rural route. These are the days where driving takes up the majority of your work. If you enjoy being on the road, this can be a great. Rural routes often mean fewer stops, but longer distances between them. You'll spend more time driving than delivering, which is perfect if you enjoy the peace and quiet of the open road. And the views? They're a bonus. Rolling hills, green fields, maybe even some wildlife. Rural routes can turn into a scenic escape, especially on a sunny day. So, if you love driving and appreciate a beautiful backdrop to your workday, rural routes might just be your favorite part of the job. Just don't lock yourself out. Now, with multi-stops, those deliveries where you're dropping off multiple parcels to close-by houses. On regular Amazon routes, multi-stops are a big part of the day. You can average around 50 multi-stops on a typical route, with some days hitting even higher numbers. But with same-day routes, it's a different story. There are way fewer multi-stops compared to regular routes. For example, on a recent 100-stop same-day route, I only had 6 multi-stops. That's the max I've ever had on a same-day route. It's a big difference, and it changes the flow of your day. Fewer multi-stops mean you're stopping at more addresses, so it's important to stay organized and efficient. Same-day routes might feel less repetitive, but they'll definitely keep you moving. Coming in for 6 a.m. for a morning route isn't ideal for everyone, but it's a solid option if you want to get paid and still have time for the rest of your day. Compare that to the 9-hour routes, and it starts looking like a much better choice. Morning routes usually finish by 1 p.m., giving you the rest of the day to yourself. And if you're quick, it can be even earlier. One of the drivers regularly finishes by 11:40, just as the 9-hour routes are starting. Now, let's talk about 9-hour routes. These typically start at 11 a.m. and finish around 8, but the work doesn't end there. You still have to find time for weekly shopping, housework, spending time with family, or catching up on things like laundry and dishes. With the 9-hour shifts, it's easy to end up going to bed late and waking up late for your next shift. It's not the best work-life balance. With a 6-hour route, you're usually done early in the afternoon, which leaves you with plenty of time to enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, the pay is lower, £81 compared to £121.50 for a 9-hour route, but for some, the extra time is worth it. So, whether you value time or money more, the choice between morning routes and 9-hour shift really comes down to your priorities. For me, finishing by lunchtime sounds like a win. And that's a wrap for this video. If you've got any questions about the Amazon delivery life, whether it's about routes, vans, or anything else, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, let me know. Whether it's tips, tricks, or a behind the scenes look at the job, I'm always open to ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.